Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beneath the Lift Tower. My name's Charles McGillivray, and I'm joined by Jess Kebble and Simon Stacey. How are you both doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate.
Good to see a win at the Gardens.
Oh,
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a bit of a game of two halves, wasn't it? What do you think?
A bit of. It was.
Slightly.
That's like the definition of a game of two halves.
No, we're not blaming the ref, but 16 men in the first half. Well, probably 17 or 18 because the TMO was about as much use as a chocolate fire guard. But yeah, we won't go there. That forward pass was. I cannot believe they did not see that. There's nothing clear. I'm on the halfway line. I could see it was forward.
Yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because it's like he definitely came out with his hands forward, I think, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think you could argue. I don't. Matthew Carley is going to be Matthew Carley, right? And I don't want to be someone who's just badging magic Matthew Carley because otherwise I would do it every week.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest change in the game wasn't the referee; it was the performance from first half to second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm not blaming that. I just meant that we how we stuck in that game first half. We just non-existent. We absolutely didn't even turn up, and we scored two great tries. So yeah, that was the base that let us win second half, basically. But yeah, it was quite funny to mention him. You mentioned Matthew Carley. I don't know if you have the ref link. It wasn't working the first half.
No, it wasn't working.
But it came on second half before he came out. And he said on it, he went, "Oh, I'm not getting the keys to Northampton, am I? I'm not looking forward to go back out there." I was like, yeah. I don't think he knew it was working. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's very funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's ever had them. Not since he like ejected Alex Waller as captain and forced T-Man Harrison to be captain midway through a match.
But yeah.
But I was listening to the commentary because it was all we had.
Yeah.
All that we could listen to, and Austin Healy said like what you said. He said Saints haven't turned up and somehow have got 14 points. And like I think Harlequins was so much better than their 8-point lead or whatever it was. I think it was 8 points they had at half time, but that's what allowed us to stick in it really.
Yeah, I just not he can be a talent, but that goose stepper Marcus Smith, I wanted to go on there and blooming slam tackle him myself every time he runs that stupid goose step. He doesn't. Does he think he's Carlos Spencer? He was the god of that, and he actually did something with it. He just goes woo, and then he doesn't go anywhere.
Well, he did step Freeman and score a try, so there was one thing he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the biggest difference was, and it's the same Achilles heel that we've had for so long, was first half we just got absolutely smashed at the breakdown. We gave away so many turnovers because we couldn't retain possession. Will Evans was having a field day, you look ahead to Tommy Rafale next week, and you're like they need second half mentality shifted. They were just smashing rucks. They were smashing both him and Kenningham. Like Curtis Langdon came out like a man possessed. It was like a wrecking ball. He was just hitting things, getting there first. He was feisty in between. He was pushing people in the face. He was doing all sorts of stuff. Like that aggression was completely missed in that first half. They were just going through the motion. They weren't beating Quins to the shoulder, and they were getting turned over. We had no possession, no territory. We were lucky to be in the game, I thought, after that first half.
Totally. How the hell Langdon played that long? He put so much effort into every tackle, every breakdown, and he looked absolutely gone when he came off. I was surprised he didn't come off 10 minutes earlier, but I was a bit disappointed he didn't get man of the match, to be fair. But Graham was class.
Yeah, I don't know. Man of the match is an odd one. I thought Graham was right. I thought Curtis Langdon was more, but I thought Roy Hutchinson was phenomenal.
That was Michael. He was immense. I don't know what's happened to that boy. He's literally had fire.
Well, I think it's just he'd said in an interview he was disappointed. Obviously, we were champions at the end, but he was disappointed that he wasn't selected as much last season, and so he's just come out to prove the point. And he is. So
he was a brave. He
Because
wasn't.
last season he started so well and then got his injury, like got himself into the Six Nations squad, got his injuries, and when he got that injury, just we didn't see him, did we? He played fly half against Bath in a match that didn't really matter because I think Dingwall and Freeman and then Berger came in and just he couldn't get a look in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was fantastic.
Different gravy on Friday. He's looked good. He's just got better and better as the games have gone on, and it's good to see. He is a class act. How the heck he doesn't get in the Scottish side? I reckon he's got something on Gregor. I reckon because he's not picking him for some reason.
Yeah, they've got some good centres though. You'd say that's where they're pretty strong, Scotland. But Hutch has been fast.
It's a difficult. I suppose it's a difficult thing when like Scotland are doing all right. We normally think of them as not doing all right. I suppose it's hard when they've got an all right formula going. It's difficult to kind of change that when it's going in the what direction that you want. But no, I don't get it. It's like I don't get Langdon not called up to the training camp because they reckon that the squad's going to be almost the training camp, and he's not in it. And I think he's far and away the best hooker in the league.
Yeah, I think that it's slightly different to Cohen Dickey. I think Cohen Dickey does bring a lot. Like I rate him a lot. I think he's aggressive, physical, good set piece, whatever. But yeah, Langdon's easily top 3 hookers in the country. Like that if that's the question, he definitely is, isn't he? So yeah, I agree. It's shocking that he's not there. I think with Scotland and Hutch, it's more a case of balance. If your best player is Finn Russell, maybe the balance of having Hutchinson in the midfield as well isn't quite what you need. You need some heavy runners, don't you? Bit of
he doesn't even get in the squad. Doesn't even get in the squad though, does he? Now he could be a backup. Finn Russell got injured. Perfect to have him in the centre, but he doesn't even make the squad sometimes.
I'd be interested to see if he does know now because he's on the form of his life. He was in the last squad. He just got injured. He was with them during the Six Nations. I would be interested to see because of the form he's on, the performance that he put in against Quins was second to none. So like, if he's not getting in now, he's not getting in because he's almost senior player of all things to say, but you wouldn't imagine Rory Hutchinson is our most experienced senior player in the squad. But
I don't realise that.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. So far this season. We had a lot of conversation about selection, and quite often we pick, Freeman and Dingle in the centres, which 2 world-class players. But I mean, Hutchinson, you can't drop him. He's just performing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Who else stood out for you in the game?
I'll tell you. We say it every week, but always Fairbank. Like since he had the disappointment in England, like the original disappointment in England, and it kind of knocked him off his game for a bit. But once he found that form, it's just gotten better and better. I mean, I was watching 2 separate different games on the telly over the weekend, and they were looking at Freddie Stewart and someone else whose name I've just completely forgotten. And they were talking about who might be in contention for the 15 shirt, but like 2 different sets of commentators were like, "Good luck getting him out of the shirt for England at the moment."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll tell you another one that impressed me, and he's still impressed me. He looked like he's been here 5 or 6 years. Is Josh Kemeny, man. That boy is a player, and he's ruling the line out. He's making calls. He's only just walked in the door. He's physical. He's quick.
He once again in that wide channel put Slyton away for his try, didn't he?
Yeah,
he definitely does well out there. Yeah, go back to Ferguson.
I mean, we have to talk about Ollie as well. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And like he hits the line so hard, and his ability to get his arms free now is just another skill he's added. The amount of time he breaks, gets his arms through the gap of a tackle, gets his arms free, and then to stay alive to keep. And the Ollie try where he slipped over, sort of fell through the line.
Oh, he didn't slip over. Nick David tripped him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was stayed alive, got up. Slyton came alive and he got the try, didn't he?
I mean, the slow-mo video, that's hilarious because you can see Jared Evans in the background, just disbelief on his face that he's managed to. I literally think at one point he literally goes, "Wow," and just watches Ollie run off into the distance because he's like, "No, that's ridiculous." Like there were some really like key stand-up moments, like that Tommy Freeman tackle to hold that guy over the line was like freaky.
It was amazing, but he was offside.
Yeah, he was just
I don't want to take it. I don't want to take it away from him because it was a world-class tackle to get him on the ball, roll over, and hold him up. But it wouldn't have been. Well, you never know. Actually, the TMO didn't call anything, so he probably would have given it.
Carly said they can't go back and review it because there's no try to review. So because if it had been a try, they probably would have gone back to it, reviewed it, got his offside penalty. So rather than being underneath the post trying to get out of got drop out, you should have a penalty sort of on our 10-meter line pushing into their 22. It makes a big difference in the game, that sort of swing. But I don't think you can blame the referee. I think they followed the procedures and the protocols around that.
I suppose it's just missing it in the first place. But that just happened. That happened a lot, didn't it? But then Curtis also did a held up tackle that was completely crazy as well. Like it's like the defense wasn't great in the first half. It wasn't as on it as it was the week before, but those two particular moments were good.
I think that's because we put ourselves under more pressure this week, though.
Yeah.
You're playing a team, Quins are a better attacking team than Exeter. They are. They will score at the end of the season. They will have scored a lot more tries than Exeter have. I'm pretty confident, and they will have scored it from more attacking play. And so, therefore, if you're going to continue to give teams like Quins free attacks at you, plenty of territory, plenty of possession, you can only defend so much. Like they are going to score, and so I don't think our defense was poor. I just think we gave the opposition more opportunity to test it. And a better team took advantage of it more. Quins are a better team, I think. So
the amount of penalties we give away was just crazy, especially at the Rock, as we just mentioned. Will Evans, that boy, God, he's quality, that lad.
Yeah,
literally every time there was a Rock, so here we go, penalty.
Every time we play a team, they've got a proper pilfer of the ball, proper jackler who's going to get in there and still. We suffer. We are not. I don't know whether it's because we're too clinical or whatever, but because they said afterwards in the interviews, like the difference was emotional from first and second half. They came out and they were more aggressive. They went after it more, right? And that's what meant they got to the breakdowns. They retained possession. They got more momentum out of it, and that's what turned the game around. And you can do that at home. You go into an away game with that mentality in the first half, you're not going to win. Right, we pulled it out of the bag because they came with more emotion in the second half, and it managed to work. But you can't have those 40 minutes where you're not on it in the Prem, especially away from home. And it's the same issue we've had for 18 months. Retention of the ball at the breakdown, we get beaten. We're not aggressive enough. I know that's something they wanted to focus on, but I haven't seen a vast improvement over the course of the season so far.
No, we were playing uphill as well. Don't forget. The old hill, we played downhill second half. That's why if we always play downhill second half, we normally win. That's why teams win the toss and make us play that way first.
True, the slope definitely played a part. Yeah,
it did.
But yeah,
any downside? The only downside was Coles.
Yeah.
I think he was holding his ribs as he went off, whether he's popped a rib or something. But
I think someone had said he has popped a rib. It looks like he must. It looked like it when he's walking off. It took him about an hour.
Yeah.
He was very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he was definitely moving pretty ginger, and we needed him back, and to lose him. Timo stepped in, and Munga and Timo are both decent enough players. Don't know what the situation with Lockett is, etc. And obviously they've signed a couple of players in. Well, Spencer's a bit of a brute, so I don't mind watching him play. He's incredibly aggressive. Just worry about a few high tackles that often come with him. But we just seem really short there, don't we? And to lose a player of Cole's ability is going to be hard.
Yep. It's a good opportunity for other people, isn't it? Which we knew this season was going to be a lot of, to be honest. Like people having a chance to kind of,
Yeah.
But who we got next? It has to be the Derby, doesn't it? Yeah. You need players like that for the Derby, don't you?
Yeah. Well, you need your best team for away at Tigers, full stop, don't you? Like they've looked a bit scrappy since since Checkers gone in, but they seem to be winning results and getting games, don't they?
Yeah. Has to be. Isn't he? He's got a disciplinary, hasn't he? Was that already been heard?
Yeah, he got a match ban.
Or something, or
he got a match ban for questioning the medical official.
The independent doctor, yeah.
Yeah. So he might. So that might mean he's. No, does that mean? I assume that means he missed the Falcons game.
He did, yeah.
So he'll be back for the.
He'll be back. I know you said they were talking, they were making so much of it on TNT. Like, what's the impact it's going to have? Like, none. He's still there during the week training. He just can't be there on the day. Like, he hasn't just disappeared for the whole. It's like none. Like,
He just sits. He'll sit there. He'll sit there with a monitor and just with a microphone, accidentally telling them what to do anyway. So it's like most coaches do. So they don't miss him really.
Jose Mourinho, when he might get smuggled in a laundry basket sort of thing. But
I mean,
Newcastle is not.
They've had experience of it with Cockrell. I mean, the amount of times that he got banned for different things. I was like, this is a team that's used to used to not having someone around.
They got their own song for a reason, haven't they? Same old Tigers always cheating.
You can apply that to that. I've heard that song for loads of different teams. To be fair, I think we've co-opted it. Everyone's co-opted it from.
They started it though.
Yeah, they started. I think we started it way back in the 1880s or whatever, where Leicester refused to play us because we were too many thugs on the pitch or too aggressive.
That's what I meant. I meant they're the ones that it's about. They're the origin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking ahead to the Tigers game, I mean, I'll be there. It's always a good day out, but I hate it going there and losing. And I'm really worried. I'm really worried. I'm really worried about Tommy Rafael. You know, if he gets in the first half, the momentum that Will Evans had against Quins, I don't see us turning around that points difference away at Tigers.
Where do you go? Do you have a good day out? Every time I go there, it's the worst place to visit I've ever been. No offense, I don't care if they're not all, but every single time I've sat there or stood there, their fans are like, "What are you doing here? Why are you sat in our stand?" I was like, "I'm watching my team like you are." They're so hostile.
That's true. I have had a few bad occasions with fans. Yeah. That's not no. I once had an occasion where I was just talking to my mate and talking about the game and what have you, and someone 3 rows ahead of us turned around and started arguing with us. I wasn't talking to you. Like, just like what? No.
Weird.
It's a good ground to get to. That's the good thing. It's easy to get in and out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on a roundabout, isn't it? That's why. He's on a roundabout, but yeah, no, it's not. It's not a nice place to go. And
the other thing I'm worried about is will they have they'll have Pollard back, and I think he might be the difference because Shilcock's not the greatest 10 in the world.
Sorry, that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, and Vula hasn't really got his feet under there when he was making some awful decisions when he's played. So if they get Pollard back, they might become a pretty good side. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be playing an expansive brand of rugby, but I think it might.
I don't know. It depends because how long's he been there now? A season? Been there for a whole season?
Pollard, yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say if he's good. I'm not trying to, double World Cup winner, but I don't know if it's necessarily turned their fortunes around massively. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
let's not tempt any fate here by going, "Oh, he might be all right." I know what you mean, but yeah, he'll probably have a world now.
He's won two World Cups for a reason. Like not to downplay.
That probably does help with having the best team in the rest of his other players. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah. But no, I think we're a much better attacking side than them. So I think if we can keep hold of the ball, we would have the upper hand. But like you said, it's whether we can. We need this. I love Tom Jones. I just feel that, and he was also good at the weekend. Just feel like we do miss something with Alex in terms of the speed of the ball and but there's no timeline on him at the moment. I don't think anyone quite knows what seems to be going on. So.
Is Tom okay? Because he went off with a HIA. And he didn't come back on. I know, but Partland was on. They probably thought there's no point risking him. But did he fail it, or did he just say, "Oh, we'll leave"?
I don't know. I don't know because I didn't watch the game back. Normally, they obviously tell you on the telly, but they didn't. I think he came on with 17 minutes to go, so maybe he passed it because you have to be off for a minimum of 10 minutes. So
yeah, but
there's probably only 7 minutes left, I think, by the time. So maybe they just didn't see the point.
That's what I mean. Hopefully.
Yeah. You'd imagine that's probably the case, but hopefully, because we need him, going into an East Midlands Derby with a 19-year-old at 9, and no knock to McParland because he's starting to perform a lot better in the games.
I think he was solid. So I'm not going to say he did anything amazing, but that's an improvement for me. Like because I remember he came on with, and I remember looking at the clock and it was 17 minutes, and I thought that is a long time if he's going to have a performance like he's had before, but he didn't.
I think we're starting to see what he might become. He's got to get his feet under the table, and he's got to get game time to get better. That's the only way he's going to develop this potential there. But it's a different kettle of fish going into Welford Road. Going into the roundabout, and if they pick Ben Youngs as the opposite nine, there's a bit of a disparity in experience in the nines, isn't there?
I'm assuming that they won't pick Ben Youngs, but they may. Maybe they want the experience, but
isn't he old enough to be his dad?
Probably.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, biologically, probably.
Danny Clare definitely is.
Well, he's going to be 16 years older than him, isn't he? 15, 16 years older than him, so he could be his father. He's got a 19-year-old.
He is from over the border. He is from over the border, so that happens a lot over there.
It could be his father and his cousin then, couldn't he? But yeah, we won't go into that.
Whereas Danny Clare's 18 years older than him, so he could definitely be his dad.
Yeah. But yeah, Danny Care was quite good in that game. It has to be said. He's a class player, and he has been.
He always is. Like it's very rare that I ever see him have like an off. Even if he's not doing something incredible, he's always like a very solid player for them.
He's mental. He's near enough the same age as me, and he's still playing professional rugby. He's absolutely mental.
Just shows you the level. I was listening to the commentary in the first half, and they said he's now officially their oldest ever player to start in the Premiership, having overtaken Nicky. I was like, what a crazy man. Like,
yeah, well, it shows you the level of contact scrum halves have, doesn't it? All he has to do is stay fit and then point the big men in the right direction.
I know we've moved on from Quins, but did you not think that they looked a lot less fitter than our boys? Like, a lot of them were struggling the last 20. Even Marvellous Marcus, he looked absolutely out on his feet.
No, I think that is a fair point. I definitely thought we definitely grew into the game, and whether the fitness levels are a part of that, I don't know. But yeah, I think especially because the amount of defending we did in the first half, you'd think we'd have tired. But we came good towards the end. Yeah, I actually went to Cambridge v Coventry on the Saturday to watch a bit of champ rugby, and that was massive at that level. The disparity in fitness levels between the sort of nigh on pro, semi-pro side and the side that's put a more amateur semi-pro side. After the last 20, there was a big disparity, and it was there was a pretty big disparity in this Quins game for sure. I don't know whether it's momentum, it might be that the energy of the bench made a big difference.
Yeah,
I think Luke Williams seems to be a good player. I think.
Yeah, are they not trying to change that rule with replacements again? Because they're saying that ex-players, because you're hitting players that are absolutely on their feet, and they're saying they're trying to change it so that you can only substitute if they're injured. They're trying to bring it in, aren't they? But how do you decipher that? It's impossible, isn't it?
Always been a suggestion from not to have it, but there's a counterpoint to that, isn't there? Like if you're the RPA and you're looking after players, you want to manage their minutes, so you want to be able to take them off when they've done enough, but also you want to give more people as much of a career as possible.
Exactly.
So it's one of those that, like, I don't even think it sounds good on paper. I think it sounds bad on paper and it's bad in practice. Like you said, if it's relying on injury, the amount of people that you then have to force to play 80 minutes.
That's the thing. When you look at Langdon, he'd put so much in, he was gone. And if it wasn't the fact he wasn't injured, he'd have to play 80. Somebody tackles him in the wrong way because he's tired, he could be out for months. So it's a tough one.
Because that balances out, doesn't it? That balances it out because you can't go pedal to the metal for 80 minutes. You have to judge yourself, and therefore you probably can't carry as much weight because you need to be fitter, and therefore the impact collisions become less.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So like,
I can see the basic premise of it, but like you said, at the moment, the importance is on like managing minutes, and you are just going to have too many people that are playing for too long. And then you take the entire tactical element out of the game, which I don't think people would be happy with. Because that's why you bring certain people on, because the game changes in its complexion in the last 20 minutes normally.
Yeah, but that's also always a thing, isn't it? Like sometimes you see a substitution, you think that's just happened because he's on the bench, so they've decided there's not any real benefit to him to bring in someone on. They've decided, we've got him on the bench, we should chuck him on. It's not had an impact on the game, whatever. You'd like to see it where the substitutions are purely tactical, and that's the rationale. Like, oh, he's going to have an impact on the game by coming off the bench
Yeah,
and having this rather than just for 60 minutes change the front row.
That's
You
it.
know, like you want it to be like, all right, so that we've done this on purpose and there's a plan behind it, and he matches up
yeah.
now with him and all this sort of stuff. But anyway,
I just want to put, before we move back to, I just want to put in a quick word about Ollie, because that guy got over the line 4 times. He only got 2 tries to his name, bless him. One was taken from him, penalty try. And I think the other one, it was just drop ball. But man, that kid is crazy. He literally said as well, we were doing so bad in the first half. And I was sat around people and I was like, I just kept shouting over and I was like, give it to Ollie. I was like, repeatedly. I was like, what are you doing? And then as soon as they finally do, and off he pops, and I was like, I told you. And the guy next to us was the Quins support, and he's like, they should just listen to you. I was like, I know. They should.
The oracle.
Like, you get it into that kid's hands, man. He can do incredible stuff from nothing. I mean, it also helped the try later on with like Fairbank's pass, which was out of this world. But yeah.
Just need to give him chances, don't you? Give him a chance.
Yeah.
He's a quality finisher. He's powerful. He's pacey. Whatever. If you give him a chance, he'll 9 times out of 10 finish it. Yeah. That's the thing. Whereas with you compare that to like Freeman on the other wing, where he brings slightly something different. He's not. I wouldn't say he's an out and out finisher, but he's probably more likely to cut an angle against the grain and make a break. And create something, chip down the line or whatever it may be. They're both class, but Ollie, I'd say, is by far our number 1 finisher. Give him if you've got a 1-on-1 in the corner and you want one person to give it to, he's the one in the squad you're giving it to because he's got the.
But even when you give it to him to run, he has this knack of. I think I said it last week. It's a bit like Johnny May. He'll just run sideways until he finds what he's looking for. He did it once last year. He will just go sideways, bush, and all of a sudden he's over the line.
Just waiting for that lazy defender to not quite close the gap. Because if he's got half a gap, he'll
find it. Yeah, he'll find it. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't have to be big for him to get through either. Like, he could exploit the smallest opportunities.
He does look like he's put a bit of size on as well, so he actually is breaking a lot more tackles. Well, he was doing it anyway, but now he's
and he hasn't
broader
and hasn't lost the speed. He hasn't. The speed's not gone anywhere. So yeah, it's like the perfect combo.
We are like the quality that we've got in the wings is just phenomenal, really. Like we've been discussing over the last few weeks between Freeman, Ram, Slytone. Like we're not even discussing Hendy and Seabrook. Like they're both classed by, like, Hendy obviously did what he did in the final, and Seabrook was probably one of the better performers through pre-season. Like, and we're not even in the conversation at the moment. They will have their moment during the season. I know.
Yeah, I mean, Hendy's injured, isn't he? Hendy's a couple of weeks away, so it looks like he's going to make his return at home, which would be crazy for him because people are going to go nuts.
We're going to need him, especially like Bristol away again. We're going to have any internationals.
Oh God,
so Slytone, Freeman, Furbank, they're going to be gone. They're our first choice. They've been our first choice, potentially our first choice back three. Yeah.
And then I suppose you'd have, like I said, bring Hendy on a wing, and Ram would be your fullback choice, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Seabrook. Yeah.
Seabrook as well. But you don't want to push Hendy too soon, though, because will he be able to play 80 minutes straight away? I don't think so.
No, he'll come onto the bench at some point.
I think he'll be a bench. It was 2 weeks away, so not this weekend, but obviously next week, which is at home to Sale.
Yeah, it's Friday night.
Yeah, he'll probably feature on the bench.
You don't know because Ram is justifying his position, so it's maybe George Hendy's next game is away at playing for Bedford. It might be tearing up some defences down there, but
maybe
because that's the problem about having an A League. It's very hard to come back from fitness because you go into a proper serious game.
Yeah. I miss that. I used to love going down.
It's good. It's good when you're looking at England internationals, because I think they said Mitchell is going to go to the England camp to continue his rehab. So, he has the ability to still do that in a, and you don't really get that for.
Sorry.
So I was going to say, talking of Friday night and the lights, did you guys do the old flashy thing? What did you think of it?
I mean, it's fine. I'm not one of those people there's a lot of people online who are always like, I don't want anything to ever change and all has to be the same. It's like, I don't think it's a bad thing for them to try something new. I just think they can't turn the floodlights off, and so the full impact.
That's the problem. Yeah, he did look pretty cool, but I think the choice of
it did look cool.
well,
there's a video.
It was the choice
of I think a video of Finn, and he's coming out, and you can see the lights, and it looks really good from that perspective. But like I said, it takes 15 minutes for the floodlights to warm up and turn on, so they can't have them off.
I think it looked good, right? And I think it's good that they're trying something different. And when you look at like what Quins do on Friday night games, they're like it's like laser shows. It's really cool, and I'm all for it. I think the rugby needs to be maintain the center of the sport. The game itself needs to be everyone needs to be attention. I don't like it when you take it away that from the focus. Having all this stuff going on, and the rugby's incidental is the wrong way of doing it. Get people into the rugby, let them love the rugby, and then that everything else can just make the addition. But if you're going to do it, like done it one week, really cool, looked great. I mean, I get the floodlights, everything, but I think it still looked pretty good. You then need to make it a thing. So like the Sale game in 2 weeks needs to go again, needs to be done again. So it needs to be every single night game. You need to be doing that, and it becomes part of the process.
It's just got to be. I think the people complain because it was Rihanna. Was it Rihanna? I think it was Rihanna, wasn't it? Yeah, the song. It
honestly,
wasn't the thing to do what the boys would run out to. I still think they should have set the fireworks off, but that's just me. There were people going, "I don't go rugby to have light shows. I'm there for the rugby." It's like it's 5 minutes before.
it was literally like a minute as they were coming out, and then it stopped. Like it's hardly like because I saw someone else had commented online like, why are we doing stuff like this, blah blah blah. And I think a lot of comments that was just like, why are you so resistant to making something a little bit more fun for like a minute before? It's hardly like, and I hate to break it to a lot of the kind of older people that don't like stuff like this, but the game as a whole, it's not just us, the game as a whole is trying to attract the younger generation. You might not like it, but once you're gone, we need new people, and that's what it's trying to do. And people with their I've got a smartphone, but all these kids with their smartphones and all their new staff stuff, that's the kind of stuff that they like, and that's who they're trying to convince to come back.
The game has to get into a younger crowd. I thought they interviewed Dingle afterwards, and he was switched on. He clearly is a smart lad, right? But he nailed it, and he's what the club. Maybe the club have told all the players what they're trying to achieve, so they understand as well. But it's like it was great to see loads of young faces in the crowd here tonight, and that's what we want to see. We want them to come, buy into this club, buy into what they're trying to achieve, and grow it. The club isn't finished. The club needs to grow. It's not a big sporting club. Rugby's still a minor sport. It really is. You can look at the internationals and get 9 crowds.
Yeah.
Domestic sport is really minor. Like I said, I went to Coventry, Cambridge. Might have been 500 people. There isn't a stand. You stood in a field watching a game of rugby. You may as well been down. Olney Rugby Club or Rushton Rugby Club or Old Toastonians, whatever it may be. Because there's not much difference between that and the championship. So, the sport needs to grow massively, and if this is what it takes, this is what it takes.
Yeah.
You didn't mention Mark Love.
It's like the thing with it.
Come on.
it's like the stuff with the badge. I know that there's still a lot of people that don't like it, but the amount of young kids I've seen with the baseball caps with them on, they're everywhere, and that's who they're trying to market stuff to. And it's this idea that it's got to like everything has to like be really good for everyone. That's what you're supposed to do, different things, and some things are going to appeal to you and some things aren't. It's like the stuff with like the opera. You get an opera thing, some people don't like it, some people do. As long as you're mixing stuff up so that you're not necessarily always doing the same thing, as long as you're trying to meet different audiences, it's fine. But this whole idea of like, oh no, not a light show, it's like, what's it really taking away from the rugby itself? Nothing, because it's not.
I was impressed. I was impressed with the amount of people that actually did it, because obviously you had to physically download it when you got there. And because I was sat in the churches and I was watching all the other free stands, I was like, people have actually done it. I thought it was just going to be the odd light, but it was actually quite impressive.
It shows you the power that they've got with the fans that they've got at the moment, and they just need to capture that and grow it. Like the potential is there at this point at Saints. Like success breeds that fan base. They've got to do everything and anything to make sure that fan base exists for the next 50 years and it grows.
I mean, so I said we're selling out now. like even last season, we were selling out in the second half of the season, but we weren't in the first half of the season. But they've now got a season where they sold 9,000 season tickets, sold out. They're selling the rest of it all sold out, as though they've got a prime audience ready to go right from the beginning of the season. So that's when you try new stuff. And I think if you're that put off by a couple of lights, I don't know how to help you.
I did. I don't know if you guys did. You see? Did you? You both did it. Did you see right at the end? There was a little link. They didn't miss a marketing opportunity. If you click the link, it said spend £20 in the shop and you get a free poster.
Yeah, I saw the poster. Yeah.
But that's just modern day commercialism.
Yeah,
that's what it's.
I get that whenever I go on any website for anything ever in the history of all of the world, it's always, oh, you get this free thing if you spend this much, or you get free delivery if you spend this much. Like, it's just a modern thing. And there'll be some kids out there, for example, that really want a poster of somebody.
Exactly, yeah. I won't complain. I just thought it was brilliant. I just thought just a little slip of a bit of
parents will spend the 20 quid.
Yeah. The game's got to stay relevant.
And the kids get one poster. Yeah.
Sorry, it's got to stay relevant and it's got to keep pushing. It can't sit on its laurels because it hasn't got any. You know, we're a long way from being an established, sustainable sport. And the club, we are really lucky with Northampton have a progressive board that are making the right decisions, seemingly, to make sure this club still exists in 20, 30 years, you know. Anyway, back to the rugby. Right, select. Let's get back to actual sport. And we've diversed the fan base.
Run through the team.
Yeah, any changes to the team you would make? I mean, we're suspecting Coles is not going to be fit. So is it just team?
I can't see how Coles is fit. I'm not sure how that's going to be possible. So yes, I'd bring in Maya Vanua.
The pack stays the same other than Coles.
Otherwise, it stays the same.
Because I'm guessing Augustus
was on the unavailable list, so that really depends.
His knee was all strapped though, wasn't it? So when he was playing, so that could be something to do with that.
Pollock came on and got a turnover. So that was quite exciting.
He's put a bit of beef on and all, hasn't he? Especially at the top. He looks.
I also reckon. I wonder if he's the perfect person to bring, because the amount of energy that kid has. Like, he came on and he was just shouting at everyone and geeing everyone up and stuff. Like, he might be the perfect person to bring off a bench against someone like Tigers in a derby, when you just want someone that's going to bring the energy and is going to just throw everything at it. And he was definitely that. But yeah, I'd say otherwise, who you're starting to say, obviously the only change that you have to make is Coles at this point. And then it becomes a question mark, because I know Graham was man of the match. It's just him and Augustus are so different. It depends again if Augustus is fit anyway. It just depends what their action plan is. But yeah, I'd probably leave it.
If Augustus is fit, in my opinion, I'd play him because you're losing Cole's weight. So if he's fit, I'd have him in the back row just because he's a bit bigger and he's a big ball carrier. But then, like Charles always says, he can come on with 20 minutes and bash people to bits.
Yeah, you're losing Cole's weight, but Timo's coming on. He's bigger bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, I suppose he is.
So yeah, we're losing. I think we're losing a lot with Coles. You know, Coles he's a magic man. He makes stuff happen. I think he's a unique lock in the Premiership. I think he's class. I don't think it's weight that we lose with him. I think it's the magic.
I
think Timo will come in and do a job. Whoever comes on the bench is a question, because I don't think there's anyone left other than the guys we've got in on short term, and we don't know what fitness levels they're like. They've been out of the game for a bit.
It also depends if they're going to do like what they've done with Scott Young, and he just comes on as the replacement in that area.
Yeah.
Even if it's not his best position. It may just be a case of that, because at least you're getting someone with experience, someone who's solid.
Yeah, because it's interesting, because like Will Spencer, he's a very experienced Premiership lock who's incredibly physical. He knows the game. Like, if you want a derby where someone's going to punch someone and get you a bit of luck, maybe Will Spencer's the man. But I'm fairly sure he's played for them, so maybe not.
He did.
Maybe not. Maybe not him then. That might be a bit too much emotion to chuck him in. But yeah, that's the only concern. I think otherwise everything stays the same. Yeah. Quite like the idea of Pollock off the bench. I think that's exciting. But maybe if Gus is fit, maybe you go an 8-2 split and have both of them. Imagine unleashing Augustus and Pollock for the last 20.
Maybe.
But
I think obviously 9 depends on Tom James, but otherwise it would be James and Finn.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
I would probably leave. Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough. I feel like I should pay more attention to other teams' tactics to Leicester kick a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well in that case, I would probably make a change then, and I'd probably have Ram on just for his ability under the ball. Like Furbank is also really good under the ball, but Ram is crazy. So maybe I'd have him on for that ability.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But
I
then
mean,
I also don't. I love Ollie, and he would be the person that would be on the bench.
yeah, you look at the matchup between. So you look at Leicester's wingers. They've got Anthony Watson, who's gas,
Mm.
and uh, the Colin Haskell Collins,
Hassel
who's also
Collins.
he's quite a big bloke as well. I think the matchup between Ollie and Watson, and then the matchup between Top Freeman and Haskell Collins is probably the way to go. Like for like a little bit. Ram comes in. Ram's better than all of them in the air. Um, but yeah, I'd
Like I
just go
said,
saying
it
again,
depends.
bench might be
If
different.
they're if they're if they are a big kicking side, then and they're a side where you need as much of the possession as possible because Tommy Rochelle's probably going to try and steal a bunch of it. Then it depends how much you want someone who is, like I said, an expert in the air. But then you just want Ollie. I just want Ollie to always run riot. So
You just got Ram can cover the whole back line though, can't he? That's the difference.
that's the difference.
That's his job. He's a winger, so I'd keep it as it is.
Yeah, well,
Ram
against
on the bench.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I
Quinn,
necessarily wouldn't. I'm just saying it is a debate of like, do you need someone if they are a really big kicking side? Is that where you're going to gain an advantage?
yeah, maybe. I mean, against Quins, we actually had Ram and Seabrook on the bench, so
Yeah,
we had like winger on winger. I mean, because Tommy can play in the centre, so that's obviously, and Ferch can
yeah,
play in the play in 10.
yeah,
I'd keep it the same, keep Ram on the bench, but bring in Augustus if he's fit. He's got 8-2, so you basically your whole back line covered between the
yeah,
players on pitch and Ram,
yeah.
and then have unleash hell with Augustus and Pollock at the end of the game. That just sounds like tremendous fun.
Yeah. No, I still think the same. I wonder if the kicking game will factor into the decision in the end. But no, I still think I'd still keep Ollie because I love Ollie.
It's a late kickoff as well. It's another 5:30 kickoff. I love the fact that they've done that. By the way, you can watch so many more games of rugby because you haven't got every
Yeah,
game at 3 o'clock. Right? You can go 3 o'clock straight into the 5:30 if you're watching at home. Brilliant idea. They should have done it years
I
ago.
will be.
And well, I'll be the things I'll be at the game, so I
Yeah,
won't be able to watch the one before, but it might be a bit chilly. It might be a bit wet, and that could make all the difference.
I just looked. It's not meant to rain. It's supposed to be 12 degrees and cloudy, but
Right. Okay.
it could change by
cloud.
then.
Could
Yeah,
change, yes. So that might be a factor if it's a cold night. There might be a few balls stuck up from if Pollard's playing. If Shilgott's playing, it's a different question, isn't it? You want to put more pressure on them, so maybe you have Ollie. But yeah, interesting.
yeah.
Very interesting indeed. It's a derby day, so I'm just rabbing it on because I'm so nervous already. Come Monday when we're recording. But yeah, thanks very much for listening. It's been another fun
Oh,
episode.
we
What
haven't
about
done
predictions?
full
Oh,
predictions.
predictions, all right, okay. I mean,
Uh,
we were pretty good last week.
I've got the right gap, just 3 points off each team.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I went for too
you
much.
you went too far off though. Yeah, yeah.
I was right until they scored their last, and then I was wrong.
So it was 33-29, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the actual score was 33-30, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Was it 33-30?
No, 29.
It's 33-29 because I said 36-32, so I was 3 points out, but I got the
Yeah.
Right, okay, because my prediction was 33-30, so I was a point out. But yeah, so I'm gonna claim that one.
I had too much confidence.
So what are we going then for the derby?
I'm gonna do it in the way that you're supposed to with the home score first. So I'm gonna go 22-25.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna say that Finn Smith's gonna drop goal as a difference. Just why not?
That would be amazing. I hope that happens.
If we put out our third string, I couldn't let them be the winners. So even if I don't think we're going to win, I'm going to go 20-21.
Oh god.
I'm worried. I'm worried,
Yeah,
but I can't.
I honestly don't see us winning, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like Si. I can't predict that
Oh
we
no,
lose.
I don't think we will either. But
I can't even say their name, so
I can't.
So
For the yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. For sort of the fact that we've never done it, and like we actually probably don't spend enough time on the predictions as we were. I'm gonna go. We're gonna lose 23-20, and it hurts me.
sacrilege.
And I just don't want it to happen. But that's my head's over my heart. I think I just think we're not playing well enough, and I think the breakdown is we have to be tremendously better at the breakdown for us to have any chance of winning away at Welford Road or anywhere in the Premiership. I think you go anywhere and play like we did in that first half, you're so far behind after the first half, you haven't got a chance. I mean, Newcastle may be the exception, but every other team you're getting battered if you go with that aggression and
Yeah.
that breakdown. But so that's where they should be if they play like they are. But I have every faith in them. I want them to win, please.
Yeah. I want them to win. I think we might not, but I can't say we're not going to.
No, I know. I would never do a Charles and
No,
predict.
no, sorry.
I can't. I'm also not like doing it like so that I can't lose, because if we win, I'm happy. If we lose, I've got it right, But that's not what that's my realistic expectation of what's going to happen. But anyway, thanks very much for listening. Been another really good chat there. Hope you enjoyed. Please follow us on socials and please give us feedback. Let us know how we're getting on. If there's anything else you would like us to discuss. So I've been Charles. Jess has been Jess. Simon has been Simon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.